Hey, people. I hope that everybody is okay. You survived New Year's Eve and all that stuff. It's 2023, and we're raising the bar. So, today I'm going to have, we have Dr. Terry.
Dr. Terry should be here momentarily.
Okay, good. So, look, I'm going to be real honest with everybody. I had a little private meeting before we started this, and everybody can agree that Hip Hop Boulevard is taking a very assertive move. Is that the right word, assertive?
Yes, it's right. Yep.
Okay. So we're doing a very assertive move, and in January we're gonna have three announcements. Three. Not one, not two, but three. And that's gonna be for January. What do you think, Gary? You heard the little thing I played for you? What do you think about that?
Hey, man, it's good, man.
I like that.
It's good.
We're waiting for Peso. If Peso hits up and says, Al, you can play just that little piece, then we'll play it for everybody.
Right.
But we're going to talk about certain things that we're going to do for 2023, get everybody prepared and understand the conversation is about doing things. We talk about it, we do it, and you can call us on it the following episode and say, well, you didn't do this, and we'll straighten that stuff out if we didn't do that. All right, but we have a habit of whatever we say, we do. That's what I like. I like that. Whatever we say, we do.
That's how it should be.
And that's exactly how it should be. So let's talk some stuff. Let's go all the way to the Hip Hop Boulevard Awards. Let's go all the way there. Renee Minkins, I had a conversation with her this weekend, and this is what I gotta say. If you're a voting member for the awards, you got to give up that address so she can mail you the ballot sheets. If you were part of the Grammys, you will give up that address with no problem. All right? Come on. So don't joke around. You want this to be a serious award ceremony for hip-hop? Then take it seriously. Give up your address. Let her get your address and she can mail it to you so you can have your ballot sheet. Because Sal, I've been telling her checking this.
Okay.
We ain't got no slouch checking this stuff. So he's going to check it so it gives us credibility, the integrity is there, and we know that there's no cheat sheet with this stuff. So give her your address. There's 100 voting members. Any of you guys got questions about that? Because I know Jinx don't know anything about this. He's the new guy on the block.
Do we have an official?
No, you can't make a date if you don't know who's going to win.
That's not true, but okay.
No. I'm going to prove it to you.
No, I'm telling you. Look,
No, I'm going to prove it to you. You said something, I'm going to debate with you on this thing.
All right.
Okay, so here it goes. If I make a date for April and the awards, we don't have no winner until May, what happens to that date?
Awards are normally planned a year in advance.
Yeah, but not in this case.
I'm just, then that's different. But awards, I've done 3 Coca-Cola Music Awards in Atlanta. And just like the Grammys, and just like the Billboard Awards, just like the Country Music Awards, it's planned a year in advance. I'm just saying.
But Gary.
But you, hey, hold on a second. But you, obviously, you want to do yours a couple months apart, within a couple months. So definitely the dynamics is different. That's all I'm saying.
No, this is what I disagree with you on. It's not that I want to do. We could disagree, right?
We could agree.
We could agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
Don't get defensive with me.
I'm not getting
all right?
defensive.
Here we go.
This is the deal.
Stay quiet.
The award winners have to first be placed. Before we secure a date and location. Because we did what you're talking about before, and we did not get to meet that deadline. So I'm not going to do the same mistake twice.
Okay, all right.
So everybody understands? Send your address, please. So that way we could move on and get our location and get our date. And that's it. And we will have a date for you, and we'll have the location. If you don't like those little cereal things that I put in that mix, you can just say, take me off the voting list, Al, please. And that's it. There's no biggie. I got a bunch of people that want to be voting members.
Want to be a part.
There you go.
It's all good. It's not, and I don't get mad And I don't try to be revengeful and try to pay you back. I don't do none of that stuff. I don't believe in none of that stuff. I just keep it moving.
That's how you're supposed to do.
And that's it. So please send her that stuff so that way she can do what she gotta do, and Sal Abatello can do what he has to do,
Okay.
and we can move on and get the location and get the date secure for you.
Okay.
All right. If we had, and to go back to what Gary was saying, if we had Coca-Cola money, if we had Grammy money, if we had that money, we wouldn't have any of these issues.
Wouldn't have these problems.
Right. But at the same token, we don't.
Exactly.
So we go with the flow. You know what? I was told, this is what I was told, and he's gonna attest to this.
Let me see about this. Go ahead.
I was told there's no way that we could do a concert in a couple of weeks out. You're crazy.
That amount of time.
Right.
Okay.
And a toy drive on top of that.
At the same time.
At the same time. But we did it. Okay? And the reason why we did it is because the impossible things are only impossible because you put that in your mind. It's impossible to do. It's possible if you have everybody working as a team united on the same goal. It is possible. Impossible is not in my vocabulary, not in my head. So I don't think that way. So a lot of people may call me out and say, Al, but 2 or 3 weeks in there, I don't think that way. That I do, if somebody came to me and said, you have a deadline for this date to do this, I do it on that deadline. If I can't do it on deadline, I'd say I can't do it. But I've done the Jerome Gunhill bid for 14 years, and I had 30,000 people going to that. And that was Radio Disney, Daily News, Montefiore Hospital, Health First, and 4 blocks. Basketball court, Disney there, full stage, feeding people, doing all that stuff. And I did that in 8 weeks. So I'm used to the pressure. I'm used to all that stuff. And when I bring people along with me, guess what? They start feeling the pressure. Because I said, I'm not lying. I said, we're going to do this. Wow.
It was stressful, but we got it done. It was stressful.
And through that process, we were able to bless some people, bless children. The principal was there. Everything turned out really, really good. And we picked up a couple of new people working with Hip Hop Boulevard. And this was all in a short period of time. When you want to raise the bar, this is what it is. The topic is 2023, we're raising the bar. When you want to raise the bar and somebody gives you an opportunity and they say, here's the opportunity, but you can only have it at this time or this date or this location, that is a challenge to yourself to be able to fix the things you need to fix to get it done the way you need to get it done. And sometimes what happens is you stay up late at night. Sometimes I'm coming with a bunch of posters early in the morning or late afternoon when I come out of work. Sometimes it's a digital platform. Sometimes I'm calling people up. It's whatever it is to get the job done, to get the stuff done. And that's the difference between winners and losers, by the way. Winners only see one way to go. Losers always have an excuse just in case it don't go right. You want me to say it again?
Yeah, say that again. Let me write that one down, G.
Winners only see it one way to go. Losers always have an excuse in case it don't go right.
Losers are not focused.
They have an excuse. They're prepared. They're prepared to lose. So they'll say, well, in case this happens, I don't do the in case.
Well, as long as you got a good team, then you always win. And that's all it comes down.
And you can do it with a half-ass team. You have to understand that regardless of the team that you have, if somebody can't do this one item fully, then you split it between 2 people. But you have to be able to see that clearly.
Yeah, but you got some people that want to be leaders that don't know how to be leaders and don't even know how to do people skills and managing people. That's a skill in itself.
Right.
And being able to know who's good at what and have it, no difference like what a coach does for basketball or baseball or football.
You got to know when you bench somebody and when you get somebody to go on.
So you got to know that you got to be able to manage the talent. So when you put it together, they all work cohesively. You win the championship.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I believe that's what I do. I take the diamond in the rough, and that coal that you pressurize to make a diamond. I find people, talented people. I find talented people, and then I go through the process of refining what I feel holds them back, and give them the opportunity to see their potential by doing. Because when they do it, they start seeing their potential, and they start realizing, like, wow, okay, something that because it's within everybody's self to understand that you have unlocked potential within yourself. But if you constantly stay comfortable in your area, you're constantly going to be shorting yourself. I was told one time from a millionaire, this guy sat me down and he told me, Al, you know what your problem is? I said, I got a problem? He said, yeah, you got a problem. And I'm thinking, I don't got a problem. If I'm sitting at the table across from you, I'll be doing something right. He said, you think too small. And I didn't have an answer for that. Because I thought I was thinking big.
Right.
But he said, you think too small.
So his perception is you think too small.
Right.
And it was more
so from
out
that day on, I said, I'm not going to think small any longer. I'm going to think larger. And from that point, I have thought larger. And that's why we're able to do what we do when people think about how they're going to do it.
And we have been increasing the value, stepping up to the bar. Like we started from here, and then the next thing you know, 2 months later, I'm doing it here, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a little more pressure on me. But it kept elevating to the auditorium.
So when you have more pressure, the things that used to give you pressure before are nothing. It's nothing to do. Because you look at it and say, oh, I've done that before. That's a joke comparison to what I'm going to do now. And I told everybody, I said, we're getting prepared for a huge concert. So this is all in preparation for a huge concert. You got to think, if you want to go to hit the stars, you got to first hit the moon. Right? You got to first land there to hit the stars. So I think I'm going to the stars first. The worst case scenario, I'm going to hit the moon. Everybody else is still on the planet. I'm not thinking that capacity. So, Sons and Daughters of Hip Hop, I'm consulting them, Samuel and Kelly. They're doing a super great job.
Yeah.
And now we're putting together the soundtrack.
Okay.
And King Charlie Prince will be on that soundtrack. Red Vegas and Coke La Rock will be on that soundtrack. Peso from the Fearless Four will be on that soundtrack. And much more is coming. We're going to have 12 singles on that soundtrack. And that soundtrack, the movie will be premiered in February. And I'm taking, look, there go the pressure.
Yeah.
I'm taking the pressure to find the movie theater to show the premiere.
Okay.
The full premiere.
The full premiere. To go show the film.
Okay.
All right? So, and that's what I'm talking about. Raising the bar. You have to raise the bar. You cannot feel comfortable in whatever it is that you're doing, because being comfortable, being lax. I love being number two, because number two tries harder. Number one, I'm here. I'm the king of the castle. I'm good. I'm real comfortable. I don't have to do nothing. I'm the number one guy. But I'm the number two guy because I'm like this. I'm on you. You're like, get this guy off of me. I'm on you. I'd rather be the number two and work harder. And don't let me be number one. Because now it's about me keeping the crown.
Correct.
So the mentality and the attitude has to be in that way. Has to be in that way. I was in church today, and for those people that don't know, yeah, I go to church or I go online, whatever the case may be, I need my juices pumped up. And it's funny, 1 Corinthians number 4, in case you people want to know. 1 Corinthians number 4. And now we ain't going to go into a Bible class, but this is what I'm going to say. Since the inception of Hip Hop Boulevard, we talked about unity. And since the inception of hip hop, I told everybody that hip hop is not united. That it's divisive. That everybody at each other's throat, cutting each other's throat, all kind of stuff and all that. Today's sermon was about how Paul was talking to a church, Corinthian church, and telling them that they had to be united. that is one of the key principles for God to be a Christian. Key principles. So then I said, I gave Hip Hop Boulevard to God. God, this is your company. You show me, guide me what to do. And I noticed how divisive it is.
Right.
And everybody's me. I call it the Daffy Duck syndrome. Me. I'm my. You know, that attitude. Yet, none of them really own a lot of the stuff that they're trying to do. Ownership. You know, we talked about how many companies own their music, companies own their names, company owns even the merchandise on their back, a lot of different things. And if they were united, it would probably be a different outcome. I love the fact that, I forgot what they called them, Percy something and them, Gary, when they got together and they worked on the Apollo and WBLS and all that. It was
Percy Sutton.
but it was a group of them.
Inner City Broadcasting.
Right, but it was a group of businessmen that got
know
together.
Yeah.
All right, can you elaborate on the names of those? Because I don't recall.
It's Inner City Broadcasting, and actually one of my mentors, Clarence Jones, was Percy Sutton's lawyer.
Right.
With Inner City when they were going through all of that. As a matter of fact, he was executive producer of Showtime of the Apollo.
Right.
So he went through the whole process of getting a whole group of black businessmen to come together, reinvigorate the Apollo, and get it back on track. And that's when, you know, the whole thing with Showtime of the Apollo started. And every Saturday night, that was it. You turn on your TV, Showtime of the Apollo.
Right.
Yeah.
But there were 4 prominent businessmen that really stood with Percy Sutton tight. And they owned clubs, radio station, real estate, apartment buildings, all this kind of stuff. And they got together and they really changed the face of Harlem and changed the attitude of a lot of different businessmen. And I wish I grew up with them at that time to have learned their skills in keeping focus on their direction. Because people don't understand that if it wasn't for them, there wouldn't have been a BLS, there would not have been an Apollo, and a lot of other things that happened in Harlem.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, even the Cotton Club.
Yep.
So all these things is something that I look at, and I think about Martin Luther King. I think about just the people that were leaders and how they try to get everybody together on one thought or a couple of different thoughts and try to keep them focused on that thought. And then I look at hip hop and how old it is. It's 50 years old. And I think about the thing that we're 50 years old and we still haven't learned. And it's real simple to me. If I have something that you need and I have it and you need it and I can share it, and when I can share it, in other words, I have enough to share. Okay, because if you only have $1 and I can only give you a quarter, but you need $1, it depends on my situation. Can I give them the $1? Am I going to make $1 in another hour or another day? Or am I going to put myself in jeopardy? I have a saying that not a saying, but there's something that I always say to myself that I say to different people. You can't help anybody when you're on the ladder. You can't help anybody if you're not on the ladder.
Absolutely.
You can't help anybody up.
That's right.
You got to be on the ladder.
That's right.
So, and then you can't carry somebody when you're on the ladder because it's more difficult for you to go higher up. So you got to be up there and pull people up.
Right.
That's something that I learned in my during my career. So in the process of running Hip Hop Boulevard, I got a closer look as to people, how they feel about certain things in hip hop and how they're divided in so many different things. Curtis Sewell was on the radio last week and he said something in reference to the museum, and I'm not dissing the museum, I'm just stating a statement that he made. And he says, the Bronx got a hip hop museum, and why aren't no rappers putting in the money for the museum? Why all these rappers, they got millions of dollars, how come they're not putting money into the museum? Which is my point. My point is, we're not united. And Hip Hop Boulevard will forever be an open door kind of work with people. And I made a statement on my Facebook Live broadcast, which was, I would work with people, but if they're underhanded, if they're cheaters, liars, whatever the case, any of that, I'm not going to be able to work with them in that capacity because it damages the integrity and the vision and the way we're going. I'll be able to talk to them.
All right.
I'll be able to consult them, but I won't be able to go and attach myself hip to hip
Right.
because it's going to mess up everything that we're doing. I said a lot so far. What we got in the chat room?
I want to give a shout out to Robin. I want to give a shout out to Rock, Rocky D. We got in the chat. We got Reed Buffy. He says salute. He says Daffy was self-manifesting.
Good. So thank you all for being in the chat room. Please share. Let people know to get on and all that. So we're just talking about the state of hip hop. We could say that, the state of hip hop for 2023 and Hip Hop Boulevard Association, and my interpretation as to what can we do as a company to create a bubble or a wave. We're the pebble that you throw into the lake and starts a ripple effect. And I always see us in that capacity. We're not a big boulder, we're a pebble. Let's throw it in the lake and it makes a ripple effect. The pebble may grow into a bigger rock and throw it, as years go by, it makes a bigger ripple. So us working with Sons and Daughters of Hip Hop and us working with King Charlie Prince and working with different individuals and supporting like the artists that you have, and supporting Rock, what's he doing, and supporting Rockefeller with what they're doing with the B-boys and B-girls and Judas that's out there, and South America and all this kind of stuff. That's our way of creating a change.
Right.
That's our way of creating noise that we need to create, because I think that people in general don't gravitate to people unless they're successful. And the only way you become successful is to put in the hard work in it. It doesn't, like, success doesn't happen overnight unless you are given something in that capacity.
Well,
let's say you're given $100 million.
Yeah.
That's not success. Understand that you're given $100 million.
I know.
So you're wealthy and all that. Now, what you do with that $100 million is going to dictate your success.
Exactly.
So I think that our direction now with the movie and with King Charlie Prince and with the Hip Hop Boulevard Awards is to do that.
Okay.
It's just to get those pieces done, to be able to show hip hop in general that we've done this, working along and collaborating with different individuals to get them to their success, to get them to finish their goal, which is our success, which is hip hop success. Because for each person that we go and we change their attitude or their thought process, they go and they change their attitude and their thought process to somebody else and somebody else. It's a domino effect. So as long as we keep it going that way, we'll be able to be effective in hip hop. So with that said, let's talk about, we talked about the Hip Hop Boulevard Awards and we talked about the Sons and Daughters of Hip Hop. And we cannot say what I showed you earlier.
I got you. Yeah.
Right? But we can talk about it.
We can talk about it.
We can talk about it. Okay. So we all know that the 50th anniversary of hip hop already, and Hip Hop Boulevard had this plan.
Yeah.
See, so Jinx, you could because we shared with you some of this. You could talk a little bit about this stuff. So what did you think about what I showed you?
I think it's cool. I mean, look, the 50th anniversary of hip hop, it's something major.
Right.
I believe it's something that Hip Hop Boulevard should be a part of. You're talking about 12 months of events happening in all 5 boroughs.
Right.
People are flying in from all over the world.
Right.
So for Hip Hop Boulevard to be involved in that, this is, this is a huge opportunity to spread the name and the brand on a global basis. So what you showed earlier, you definitely want to have that out and ready and let people see it so they know.
Yeah. And that's the plan. The plan is that we cannot, we're not a company that waits for something. Mm-hmm. We kind of initiate stuff. We just do it and get it done and move forward from that. I'm very happy to have Renee and Sam and Kelly involved in that project. So they're involved in that project deep. Now, how about the thing that I played for you? And I just played you.
Yeah, I know. Hey.
Now that's a whole different thing.
Hey,
you didn't expect that today, right?
I didn't.
Jinx. Yeah, Jinx heard the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing was hot.
So that's Peso.
Okay.
So Peso got that done. And we're about to make an announcement on that.
Okay.
By Thursday or Friday.
Good.
We'll make an announcement on that. And I think that again is going to surprise a lot of different people, but more than anything else, it's going to take us to that next direction, that next step, raising the bar, raising the bar and all that. And it's just, it's amazing because Peso, for people that don't know, Peso is a manufacturer for our clothing. And it takes a lot for somebody to go and say, I'm going to invest in myself and I'm going to invest in the financing to go get this done.
Right.
Because I believe in
Right.
that takes a whole lot. And when he did that, I was just like, because we were talking about it. We were talking about it for a couple of months. So I plan things for a couple of months and I let people know about it a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Because I like to have everything kind of like already nice and neat before I go and I talk. And I only talk, and people, for you to know, I only tell very, very few. I can count them in one hand.
Right.
How many people know my moves? So we've been planning it for months, and now it's almost ready to let people know about it. And on the subject of that, Peso asked me a question 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if you've seen this, Gary. So Peso said, Al, and he said, Al, why don't you open up another record pool? I don't know, did you see that at all?
I did see that.
So I said to myself, is it needed? They got hundreds of thousands of record pools now, all over the globe. Then Peso was telling me, yeah, but Al, there's a lot of artists that don't get played and all this kind of stuff and all that. And I thought about it and I posed a question on Facebook. And for those of you that are in the chat, there's a serious conversation that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about this. I haven't said yes, I haven't said no. But I'm thinking about it. When I ran, and we're talking over 20 years ago, right?
Yep.
When I ran a record pool, I owned Sure record pool with Bobby Davis and Paul Marin, and I owned VIP record pool. When I ran those 2 record pools, we were a different kind of pool. We did things differently. Very unique, very effective, but we broke a lot of records. And now it's the digital domain. So everybody's online. Everybody's downloading MP3s, MP4s, all this kind of stuff. DJs are working with Seratos and all that. But it's as if the essence, the meat of the record pool is like missing, the heart and soul. Do you think that's, and I haven't been in the record pool business for a while. So have you been dipping and dabbing with different pools and talking to them and dealing with them? And how do you feel about that?
I mean, I think that, look, I know, I understand, like, I remember when you had Shure and the other record pool. I also had a good friend of mine in Atlanta, J.R. Dino, that had $1 Million record pool. That was the whole part of the Jack the Rapper.
Right.
You remember those days. So, and J.R. Dino is a good friend of mine. So I think now, I think the idea is good. What's the new business model, right? Because there's a hell of a lot of, the DJs now than back then probably quadrupled. So I think that, in my opinion, you know, is coming up with a new business model to be able to have all these DJs, because you got DJs that now have their own YouTube page, they got their own Facebook page, you know, they got their own LinkedIn page, they're all on social media. So if there was a way to connect with them, you know, to get them new music, I think that would be great. Like, I think that would, you know, because I think that's missing, right? In my opinion, I think that's missing. I know you remember back in the days with Rock and Soul and Music Factory, where the DJs would meet up there and talk and stuff like that. None of that happens now. So I think that if you were to come back and do it, you know, create a new business model where you could tap into all these DJs, because now what you're also having is that some of these DJs, once they make it on the radio, now they're looking to charge you to get their song on. That never used to happen before.
No, it's happened before.
No, it did. Not like that.
You mean not with the amount now?
Not like that.
Not that
now,
type of amount.
No, now you got DJs when they have, like, for example, a late night mix show.
Right.
They want to charge you to play their record.
Right.
That wasn't happening back in the days. Right? That wasn't happening back in the days. Now, when it came to radio, like mainstream radio, that's a different type of fee. That's a different type of fee. And that's not what I'm talking about. When it came to the mix shows back in the day, you know, you was able to get the records played and stuff like that. But now DJs they're getting their mix shows, now they want to charge you, you know, or every artist to play their record and stuff like that. So I think that when it comes to, if you're going to bring back a record pool, you want to get to a lot of these DJs who are online, right? Who they're because it's about getting the music out, right? If you say, well, okay, I got 1,000 DJs. I
like this conversation so far. You see how quiet I'm listening.
If you know, in doing, because everything now is analytics. If you have analytics now that says I have 1,000 DJs on YouTube or Instagram that's playing my record, that says something, right?
Right.
That says something.
Right.
So I just think that, again, if you do it, it's a new business model to deal with the digital age and all these new DJs.
Okay.
Because it's quadruple
So I'm gonna respond to that.
Go ahead.
So I've been thinking about this and observing different record pools for a minute. And like I said before, I think the soul of the record pool, and that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the soul, the interaction of individuals sharing information and caring about a song so much that they say, yo, you got this, I got this record, or I gotta get this record, you gotta send it to me and all that stuff. That kind of stuff is not happening like it was before. So I'm gonna let the people figure that out. Eddie, you wanna get in here for a minute? Because I see you're filming and all that, I know the deal, all right? But we're having a conversation about whether I should open up another record pool or not. And I want the people, I want the DJs to actually make that decision. I'm not gonna make that decision.
Well,
I'm gonna let the public, the DJs all over the world, whoever's online, you want me to open up a record pool? All you gotta do is say, I'll do it. And if there's enough of you that say to do it, the first 40 guys, free. No, I will not charge you, period. You hear what I said? 40 people, period, no charge. And talking.
That's what's up.
And remember back in the days when the national DJ call would happen, I think it was on Wednesdays, right? And everybody, and this was the record. Yo, we're feeling this record. And all the DJs got behind it. That really don't happen anymore.
Doesn't happen.
This is what I'm saying.
We've been moving the post.
Went up that you did. You put the post up about the record pool for the DJs.
Right.
I was happier than I don't know what. You know how many DJs hit me up talking about you see what I put up? That's a no-brainer. You ask me my opinion? That's dope. Yes, we need that. We need that because they don't get the how you say that, the recognition that they deserve. They don't get the flowers. You know what I'm saying? And we're struggling inside of hip hop with these DJs right now. This can be a big boost. A big boost.
As I was just saying, I don't know if you heard. I think if it's a new outcomes with a new business model to deal with the digital, because there's from the DJs that we had back then to now, it's like quadruple the DJs.
Yes.
So now all these DJs got YouTube pages, Facebook pages, you know, Instagram pages. So if you have 1,000 or 2,000 DJs playing a record, that's some major analytics. And a lot of those DJs are not being serviced, right? And I think those are the ones you need to tap.
I need people in the chat room to respond to this thing, and Chinksy, let us know if people respond to this thing, because the bottom line is I'm not going to do this unless the DJs themselves want me to do this.
Okay.
And did I tell you how the story of VIP Record Pool, how I started? I don't know if you were there when I started it, Gary.
I wasn't there when you started it. No.
Okay. So I had left Show Record Pool for personal reasons, and I'm not going to get into the detail because I don't like to talk about somebody who's not alive now, and I'm not going to talk about somebody in that capacity. So I'm going to move on straight to the fact. DJs will come to me and say, Al, you have to start a new record pool. And I was like, you're in Show Record Pool. I'm out the business.
Right.
And they said, no, we need you to start another record pool, man. We need you badly. And after a year of them talking to me, calling me and all that, remember, these guys were my personal friends.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'll start a new pool. And Mike Scudero, I remember Mike Scudero. And Mike Scudero was out of Long Island. Mike said, Al, you should call it VIP. And I was like, VIP? That's so corny. He said, nah, man, because, you know, this is the cream of the crop of DJs and everything, VIP Record Pool. And we came up with the name Vinyl Industry Programs. So we started the pool, and then I noticed that most of the record companies did not want to give me any product. And I was like, why? I known you for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And they said, and one of the labels said, there's a letter going around signed by all the record pools. They don't want us to service you. I said, what? I said, what? They said, yeah. They signed a petition to make sure you don't get no records. And I was fuming. And I was like, you know, and people don't know, and I think I met you on the show once or twice. So I used to be a straight up gangster. Gangs, not you know, gangs. Straight up colors, the whole 9 yards. Okay? And I called some of my brothers from back then, and I was gonna throw a party, and I remember Pinky Velasquez, Pinky Velasquez, said, do this in my club, Al. And it was in Manhattan, and I did this party, and I had 15 DJs. And I remember, you know, Henry Knowles, Jose Flores, a couple other guys. I mean, it was just us 15. And I did this party, and I invited all the record companies to come. And I had the 15 DJs share like a half-hour set to play music for that day. And we had some artists that came and performed. And I had my members from the gang to be security. And and I invited all the pools to come. And when the pools came, I had them go upstairs. It was a 2 bi-level club. So I had them go upstairs, and they stood upstairs, and they couldn't go downstairs. And all the record companies that had downstairs. So it was an open bar, everybody drinking, everybody partying with them. So I think it was about 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. We're all drunk, everybody. And I invite all the DJs to the stage. And we're all in the middle of the dance floor. And I could see the record pools are looking at me like that when they could, Superman red eye burning through the whole of, they're looking at me. And I'm like, and I told the company that said, well, this is VIP Record Pool. And if you want to service our record pool, please clap. And they all stand up, standing ovation, and I got service from that day. That's how I opened up that record pool. So that's just to tell you people that are out there, the controversy don't scares me. The drama don't scare me. The fact that people will go against me don't scare me. What scares me is not completing the task. That's what scares me, not completing the task. So, like VIP, when DJs will come into me and asking me, it's gonna take a bunch of DJs to go and say something online and say, start the pool for me to start it.
Okay.
And in your statement, like a new business plan
Yeah.
on all that. Yeah, I already have that in my
I
head.
think that because I mean also too, there's so many independent artists out there.
They need it.
They need it. They need it. If you did it, you do it for the independent artists.
Me and Eddie was talking
Because there's
about
a
that.
lot of
What?
there's a lot of there's a lot of hit music out there by independent artists.
And DJs are
that
not giving it any life.
That need to get to DJs. That could be the way in and make the and now from that the record company's gonna come to you.
Well, look at what's funny. We took, and this is what we did. We took Red Vegas and we took Mr. Chicken.
Oh, Mr. Chicken.
Right? We took two artists, and when I do something, the madness is that somebody doesn't see it until later. Because the madness is the setup. It's the setup. So I'm gonna set it up, and I'm gonna plan it out, and I'm gonna work it out, and I'm gonna see whether it works. And then we took two artists, and we worked with a couple other artists, and we had success for them while we worked with them, and that's without a record pool. So the premise, the working mechanisms are there. The components are there, Gary.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait for DJs to come
Okay.
and say,
All right.
you know, we want you to open up another record pool. And believe me, the only thing I'm thinking about is what would I name it? If I do it, what would I name it?
You shouldn't name it after your, coroner. No. You know what's funny though? Let's check it out though. You know, like he's the CEO, co-founder. I'm the guy here. I want to know why all these DJs and all the people are hitting me instead of just hitting him directly. Be like, yes, it's a go. We should do this or we should do that. They keep coming to me. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Go to him.
Gary, can you tell him clearly why?
Why? What am I doing?
Well, I guess what it is. Well, first of all, there's certain people that Al should be talking to, but being that people see you as the go-to person, so they figure that if they talk to you, you could put it in Al's ear, and then it'll be a go.
You hear what he's saying? Talking to you.
Okay, I was saying since they see you as the go-to person for Al, always next to Al, almost like his number two, or practically his number two. So Al, he needs to be talking to the bigger
Star
people.
Trek people, number
Okay.
two.
He needs to be talking to the bigger people. So when people hit you up, they know that you could pick up the phone and be like, Al, listen, and he'll listen. Whereas if they probably did it by themselves, he's probably not going to listen. So you just have to be mindful of who comes to you, right? Everybody can you have to look at it like, just because they want to talk to Al or they have something for Al doesn't mean that it has to, you got to tell Al, right? Because as Hip Hop Boulevard grows and develops and gets popular, trust me, you're going to get a lot of people that's coming to you with a lot of shit, and you're going to have to weed it out. And some people, they're going to get pissed. They're going to get mad, right? But you want to maintain the integrity. You don't want no drama getting through. Right. Sometimes you may have to, get a little ugly with people, but you're protecting the integrity of the brand,
of course.
right? Because Al has to talk to bigger people, right? So, but they see you as that direct access to him. So you got to just be mindful of what you transfer to Al. If you think, and look, someone may come to you with an idea, and you may think about it. Well, let me talk to Al, or even call me.
Right.
And I'll tell you if it's something good to tell Al.
All right, that's
right?
That'll take over and alleviate a little pressure.
Because it's like, because as I said, as things start growing, trust me, they're gonna start calling. They're gonna be calling you, and they're gonna think that because they're gonna expect you to pick up the phone and call Al immediately and be like, Al, and you can't do that.
Can we have 14-second intermission?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's stupid. All right.
Okay, we commence now.
All right, that was cool. But you know how many people that I didn't even bring it to him because it was so far-fetched?
Yeah.
I didn't like the way they came at me. It was repetitive. It was something that was already done. And I'm like, if I don't want to do it, what makes me think he's going to want to do it? You know what I mean? So I just
say, I just cross it off. But the things that are important, I try to get to them.
All right.
The problem is the way they approach Hip Hop Boulevard and what they want out of it. It's like what they can get out of it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There's many venues that we've done so far that I just thought people were just coming on the bandwagon. You know,
Of course.
listen, I'm a
get
human.
that.
I'm a human being. I'm a spotted, and I'm gonna be me. Now it takes him to come to me, like, Ed, slow down, get focused, regroup, and get back out there and do what you got to do. And that's been happening a lot because there's many times I'm looking at these people like, what are you doing? Why are you here? I didn't see you ever.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm gonna give you, I guess, a perfect example of what we're dealing with now, right? Look at the Universal Hip Hop Museum, right? Rocky. Everybody knows Rocky didn't have a good name. Everybody knows that. But Rocky was able to put together the right team of people to get Universal Hip Hop Museum done, right? And brought a lot of the right people on, and it's to where it is now.
Right.
Now now everybody is coming out the woodworks that talk shit about him and all sorts of stuff. Now they want to be a part, right? In 2024, when he's going to do the big opening for when it's finished. Now watch this year. You're going to see, and Al, you're going to see people really going to come out the woodworks to try to get on Rocky's good side. Why? Because they want to be involved next year.
Correct.
Right? And they all trying to talk to, and a lot of them want to try to talk to LG and a few other people to try get in his good graces. You understand?
Yes.
So that's sort of the bigger business model there. So I just want to make that comparison there. So when it comes to you and Al, like, you just got to be mindful of who comes through you and what you tell Al.
And I want to say this, like, I have quite a few number twos.
Okay.
Can you say that?
All right.
You know, because we have number twos in different capacities. We have Renee.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
And I have Rock.
Yes.
All right, so I got quite a few, because we do, the thing with Hip Hop Boulevard, we're doing multiple things. Because we have a clothing company. Right?
Right.
We have this podcast. We got the Hip Hop Boulevard Awards. We have the street team, which the street team is actually, you know, when people get feelers and they go out there and they feel stuff, you feel stuff, you sort it out, you bring it in. But you also take stuff and put it out there so people can feel stuff and sort it out.
Right.
Okay.
This is the important thing to understand with Hip Hop Boulevard. If I bring you along, and when I say Hip Hop Boulevard, if I bring you along, then you got to bring me along. And if you don't bring me along, then why should I bring you along? I'm gonna make this real simple so everybody understand. If this is my phone, and I go and I say, okay, put your information in my phone, and you put your information in my phone, and I go to Gary, here go Eddie's information, get it off my phone. I brought you to Gary.
Right.
Okay? But if I give you my phone and you put your information in my phone, I'm talking to Gary again. Yeah, and how about Eddie? Yeah, Eddie's cool. And I just say that, and I don't give him your information. I didn't bring you to Gary. It's a big difference.
Absolutely, yes.
So, you want to be part of Hip Hop Boulevard? Bring Hip Hop Boulevard into the situation.
Copy.
If you're not bringing Hip Hop Boulevard into the situation, you can't ask me to bring you into our situation. Because our situation is liquid. It's a lot of moving parts, and it's constantly moving. So I could bring you to different situations, or I cannot. My choice. But I never want people to think that I do something out of animosity, or out of anger, or out of I don't like you. I want you to understand that when you do something, you do it to yourself. Not me doing it to you. And Rob, I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see my partner in crime right here, Rob.
Yeah.
My phone just died. You got a charger there?
Oh, your phone just died?
My phone. This was important, man. I didn't need it to die now.
Man, you don't got your car.
Yes. Was that an iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Android.
no, my charger's home. See, the day I don't bring my charger, then your phone dies.
And you
That's
know
when
I
it
bring,
goes
you know
bad.
I bring everything with me. I bring everything with me.
That's when it goes bad.
Yeah, normally I bring my charger every day, you know, all the time here.
So,
but the day
Rob, we had a lot of conversations. Me and Gary were going back and forth.
I
don't
heard
know if
some
you
of
heard
that.
any of this stuff and everything.
I was listening in the car.
Yeah, but you know what? I love Gary because, see, the challenge is test me. You got to test me. You
Right.
can't let me go and speak about something and you don't go and test me on it. Because if you don't test me, then it sounds like I'm just making stuff off the top of my head.
Correct. We got to push the envelope.
You got to do that. So today's topic is Hip Hop Boulevard raising the bar.
Yeah, I saw that. But you're always raising the bar, so.
So now I let Gary see something here. I don't have it. I just, okay, we'll do something where I got the other phone. The other phone is charged. You know, I just was using this phone to the max, but the other phone is charged. Let me see. I want, you know, I do this thing to Rock all the time, and Rock is like, I just show him something. And then the facial expression just shows everybody like, you know, it's just like
Be like, what?
yeah. So,
Word up.
and I'm trying to see whether I did that. And if I did it, that'll be good. If I didn't do it, well, then nothing I could do about it. In the meantime, we have a guest coming in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about that while I look on my working phone.
Go ahead, Eddie, let him have it.
All right, cool. The artist that I
Oh, come closer to the mic, Ed.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, closer.
Closer? I mean, any closer,
There you go,
we're
that's
gonna,
good.
be an item, you know.
Yeah, you sound good now.
Okay, cool. Today we brought out artist Dada Terry.
Okay.
Dada Terry is a very, very family-orientated man, businessman, has his own clothing line. I was introduced to him a while back by a colleague of mine, Lanita Jones, and him and I hit it off. I thought the way he looked and the way he just looked, I was wrong. I thought he was gonna be like some hillbilly rapper coming out here with some bull crap. So you know I'm gonna tell you like it is too, because I'm down too real. Yeah. But guess what? He got on the stage. It shocked and amazed me. Not only did I pull out my phone, I had another phone just following him on the stage, because this is how dynamic he was.
Okay.
He was it. So Dada Terry, it took us a long time.
Right.
But we finally got together through all the bull crap. We're doing a birthday celebration, us together, on the 28th of January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing it up big. You know, he's gonna be.
That's the thing you're doing at Bobo's.
Yes, we're gonna do that Bobo's Crab Shack. So that's gonna be Dada Terry, myself. I'm also celebrating KL Rockwell's, but I'm not. That's another story. But Dada Terry is here today. I want you guys to get to know this guy, because I am going to be working with him hard. I'm talking about dropping other things, because I really feel he puts his money behind it. He puts his he goes out there. He does his stuff on his own, and it's a pleasure, because he wanted to meet you too. You know what I mean? It's a pleasure to bring him out and to bring to you guys. And I want you to hear him and just talk to him, just see what he got. Dada Terry's in the building.
I think it's, you know, I definitely one thing that you said.
Yeah.
He invested in himself.
He invested in himself.
A lot of artists don't want to do that. Right?
That's the key.
And if you know, a lot of artists want to get the big record company check, but they don't want to invest in themselves.
That's
So for him to invest in himself, that says a lot.
He invested in himself.
That says a lot. That's very important.
And I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like we supposed to come here together, right? But I live in the Bronx. He lives in Jersey. So this is how he invested in himself. He knows I'm promoting it and I'm pushing him. He was stuck in traffic all this time. Guess what? I was put in a lift in a Benz. He put me in a Benz.
Okay.
I was chilling. But he's not afraid to spend his money to advance himself.
Right.
That's what's
Advance
up.
himself. So
That's-
kudos out to him.
He,
All right. So
he already got major brownie points for that, straight out the box.
he ain't done, man. He got some other things to do.
Let's bring him in.
All right, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, Dada
I'm looking for a
Terry.
cord. Anybody got an Android cord? Jinx, you got iPhone or Android? Me too, man. You got iPhone, guys.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What's happening, man?
Hey, man, I'm chilling.
So I'm gonna talk to you a little bit. So Dada Terry, this is the first time I'm meeting you. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you coming to the show and everything.
Thanks for having me. That traffic, man, was crazy.
I know. And, you know, I'm a very frank host, and I don't know anything about you. So, and, you know, a lot of my listeners, they don't know. So we want to talk about you, what you're doing, what your goal is, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about it, you know what I mean? First of all, what kind of music you making? Let's talk about it.
Hip hop, you know. I'm an MC, you know, artist. Been rapping since the 90s, you know what I'm saying? I still keep that hip hop feel because I can't do that trap stuff. I mean, I do it, but, you know, I keep stuff to the essence, you know?
Right.
You know, invest in my own craft, you know, got my own clothing line and stuff like that. I go by the name of Top of the Line Crush. I used to be the Crusher back in the day until Bone Crusher came out, kind of stunt my career a little bit. But, you know, my father had owned a detail shop called Top of the Line Detailing. So I said, you know what? You know, God laid it on my heart. I said, you know what? I'm just going to turn myself into Top of the Line Crush and then say TOLC. So that's what I go for, you know, go by the name.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you've been rapping since the 90s?
Yeah, since the 90s. Yeah,
All
I
right.
did a lot of shows and, you know, a lot of competition. Yes.
Now, in that process, in the 90s, did you ever get a record deal with anybody? Did anything ever happen?
Well, actually, I got stuff brewing right now. Shout out to my man Steve Carlos. He's actually with Warner Brothers as we speak. He's he was with Def Jam, you know, good friend of mine, and I was just talking to him today. We supposed to be having meetings and stuff like that, so I gotta go to his house, but he just be so busy. So you know, you gotta wait your turn in this world, but at least you got that person that can walk you in the door. I just be patient, you know what I'm saying? But I do have some stuff on the table, and also with Hip Hop Boulevard. Shout out to, you know, my man Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Right here, man over here, my man right here, and
Al Pizarro.
yeah, to get, you know, to give me that push, you know.
You know what I like? I like the fact that you invested in yourself, right? Because I'm big on that. I'm big on investing in myself to propel whatever is my dream is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important that artists understand that that's what you do. So how did you start that road of investing in yourself? So I kind of want the journey from when you decided to start rapping to when you said, fuck it, I'm just going to do my own thing.
Well, you know, the whole thing is I was in this group called Second Millennium, and, you know, it was 4 of us. Shout out to Jules, Rich, and Will. And, you know, we did, like I said, we did a lot of shows. We tore down the stages and stuff like that. But when people, you know, went their separate ways as we started getting older, you know, I started raising a family. So I had to cut off, you know, take a time out, because when you have your kids young, now it's like, oh, I got to put this to the side. And then, you know, the lady, she fear that you're going to leave the kids.
Life gets in the way.
You already know that.
Life gets
You
in
know
the
what I'm
way.
saying? So they going to feel like they biggest, that was their biggest fear. So, you know, I came back, you know, I was on and off in the scene, and, you know, when I was doing the song in 2000, I started rapping, and, you know, then I left again and came back in 2013, then it's like, you know, and then I just decided to just do it by myself, and then as I was going on my own journey, it was this guy, I did my first video I ever did was Where I'm From. You know, the Marcy, when Jay-Z did the Marcy, I did the Jersey version of it.
Okay.
And when I put that out, I did a music video, and I remember, I'll never forget my man Naeem. I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, stuff don't convince me. Visuals is what is the wave now. Because everybody say, oh, listen to my song. I put that video out, and it exploded. It's still on YouTube, called Where I'm From, and I tore it up. I just did the first one, you know what I'm saying? So I did the Jersey version. Jay-Z did the New York version, and, you know, it was like people start gravitating toward it. It was very well. And then I feel as though, like, you know, I took that motivation to say, you know, you're not getting nowhere if you don't put money behind your stuff. You know, you can go to the studio all you want. You can make all the songs
So you
want.
paid for your own video?
I paid for everything.
Right.
I trade the stock market. I'm a stock market guru. So,
Okay.
yeah, I trade the stock market. Yeah. Oh yeah, I trade the forex. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you know what I do is I fund my own. Like, you know, I put my man Eddie in a Mercedes. You know, on the way up here. But you know, you're not going to get nowhere if you don't invest into your own craft. Me, you know, and another thing is a lot of these hip hop people go wrong at is they put their stuff, right? This is what they do. Oh, my stuff is on all major platforms. Yeah, I know it is, but what are you going to do if you don't put no money behind it?
Exactly.
You can get a distribution deal with anybody, DistroKid now. And they got a lot of these people that you can get distribution from, but what you going to do if you don't put no money behind it? Oh, I'm on all major platforms. And the biggest thing where artists go wrong at, they get tired of their own songs.
Right.
Because when you make a record, you feel like it's a hit record. Everybody feel like that song is a hit. But then you start listening to it 1,000 times, then you get tired.
Yeah.
I don't get tired of my songs. I'm still going to play because I feel like I ain't reach enough.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, God led me to meet people like Eddie and them and, you know, Little Nat, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bent Rock. My song got played on Hot 107.5 with, you know, with Red Alert and Bent Rock and them. So that was great, you know what I'm saying? I did the remaking of Night and Day with I'll Be Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And that's what I performed and caught their attention and on the stage because it was like, wait a minute, who's this? So that's what I do. I tell everybody, if I could give advice to a lot of artists, you notice that where hip hop is going. Everybody using the old school stuff now coming out because no one is going to listen. I don't care how hot your song is. No one is going to listen to you until you come out with something that somebody can relate to. So I came out with the Night and Day remix and then my own version, got me a singer behind it and, you know, and then people was accepting it. So it was like good and it hit 107.5. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to Little Nat for making that happen, you know. So, you know, I'm just slowly progressing in this game.
You said something very important in terms of, you know, with these new artists, they listen to their song all the time and they get tired of it. I have an artist that I manage and I had that conversation with him, right? Because as an artist, you're gonna hear your song all the time, right? But everybody hasn't heard it yet, right? So, and Rock as an artist, he knows this, right? So you're gonna hear it hundreds of times and you're gonna get tired. And as I said, my artist was going through that and I'm like, look, everybody hasn't heard your song yet. So just be patient. So he's understanding. So what you said, you hit the nail right on the head because it may be even a whole year or two before it breaks to everybody. But by that time, you'll be like, I don't want to fucking hear this
You don't
song.
want to hear it no more, yeah.
You may not want to hear it, but everybody's hearing it now and they're liking it. So
I can say for sure that by the time any record that I've ever put out, I was already tired of it by the time it came out.
You see?
Know what I'm saying? And some records I made, I didn't even like when I made the shit. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden people were like, yo, that's hot. And I was like, oh, all right, okay, you know, that's cool. But, you know, I mean, Shake What Your Mama Gave Me is one of those records that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? I did not like that record. When I made the record, I was like, this is not going to do anything. And I remember my man, I was part of two groups. I was part of Out of Order, and we were signed to Will Sokoloff, Sleeping Bag Records. And then I made this other record, Shake What Your Mama Gave You. Both records were playing at the same time. I didn't know that Shake What Your Mama Gave You was playing, though. I didn't know. Flex was playing the record from Will Sokoloff, right? So my man calls me up and was like, yo, Rob, yo, man, you got a hit record. I said, yeah, I know. Flex is playing. The record's called Dream State. He said, nah, that Shake What Your Mama Gave You shit you made. I was like, get the fuck out of here, right? So I didn't do anything. Now you got to understand something. Shake What Your Mama Gave You says Sticky and the Hoods. That was an entirely made-up group. It's not real, or it wasn't real at the time. It was just me and Frankie Cutlass. So I went on a boat ride, and S&S was DJing. And I was just chilling, you know. And all of a sudden, he plays, Shake What Your Mama Gave You. The whole boat explodes. Bow! I said, oh, shit, I got a hit record. And then that's kind of what put me on my journey. You know what I'm saying? Because I can actually rap, right? But nobody wanted to hear me rap. They like hearing me scream. So next thing I know, everything else after that defined my career. You know what I'm saying? To this day, I mean, I rap, I make songs, but the songs that come out are all hype man songs. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that defined my career. What I'm driving at is, what artists have to understand is, you really don't determine what a hit is. People do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We love every record we put out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you see the people respond to some shit, then you're like, oh yeah, that shit's hot. You know, and then you move forward. And am I tired of hearing Shake What Your Mama Gave You? Or no, let me rephrase. I'm never tired of hearing it, but I am tired of performing it, right? Like I like to be able to go, you know what? I'm not gonna do that song. I'm doing all my new shit, you know what I'm saying? But I can't, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do that record among other stables of records that I have. So I totally get what you're talking about on that.
I
Yes.
think that people really don't understand when an artist goes into the studio and starts baking something, you start making something, and you're finished with that. That what happens is that from that point now it's got to get mixed. All right, you got to get a radio edit. You got to do all this stuff, the process of the complete product. And now when the complete product is done, now you got to get it out there. And when you get it out there, it takes time to bubble. It takes time to happen. But this is 3, 4, 5 months now. So you've been living with this track for 3, 4, 5 months, and you're ready. If you got an album, this is what a lot of artists do. When they got an album, they're jumping on the next record. I'm gonna give this record to Flex. I'm gonna give it to Red Alert. And they said no, because what happens is if the album's not out, okay,
Right.
it's good to build up the momentum off each track. Interscope had a formula. 3 tracks, we dropped the album. That was the formula we used to do.
I remember that.
3 tracks, then we dropped the album. So each track lived for at least anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks. So then when they came out with an album, they had $1 million budget for an album for the year, to promote it, to get it out there and all that stuff. So to set up, putting out the 12-inch singles, doing the advertisement for each single and all that stuff, and having them perform for the album, because their money was in the album. They said when the album drops, we're gonna go gold in. They said we're gonna go gold in a week. We're gonna go platinum in a week, and that's how all that stuff used to happen.
So
Everybody-
basically, what you're saying is it took 24 weeks for the album to drop, right? Because you're doing 8 weeks per single.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had 24 weeks, and then that's a nice buildup, though.
But and that was the formula, and that's why they were so successful. So Death Row did the same formula. Everybody started following the format. Here comes DMX, and DMX said, "I'm gonna put out an album on Christmas." Unheard of. Nobody put an album on Christmas. Only Christmas songs.
Yeah, only Christmas.
So DMX said, "I'm gonna put an album on Christmas." Blew everybody away.
That's right.
Blew everybody away. They were all shocked. All right, so the Rough Rider crew was like, "Holy crap, we got a hit." The whole company was against it.
Right. Right, that's right.
The whole company was against it, but he went and he did that.
Well, Leo
There
let him do
is
it, yeah.
a method to doing things that's traditional, that's the model, and then there's the method of your gut feeling that you can do this. So the combination of you spending your own money, of you being here, of you meeting at all that stuff is your gut telling you, I'm gonna be able to do this. The results of your decision is what happened at the radio station, what happened with this. That's the results of your decision. You're not even there yet. You're not where you wanna be yet. This is the road you're traveling right now, and we're glad that you're just here as you travel on this road. Because believe me when I tell you, what happens is you start to magnetize people, and other artists start coming to you, other producers start coming to you, and you start finding talent from individuals that you never thought that you would, you know what I mean? Like you fuck it, but if a guy hits you up and says, "Yo, I heard your song, I got something for you, please listen to it," and all that, you're the person that would listen to it because you understand what he's doing at that end. I was with Mickey Fats the other couple of weeks ago, and he told me the guy that was chasing him to play a track for him is the same guy that's producing for Kanye West and all these other artists now.
Okay.
But when the guy started, nobody was listening to this guy, and Mickey said, "Let me just hear this guy's track. Let me give him a chance," and boom, he blew up
It
like
turned
crazy.
into something.
And that's the important thing of Eddie's role. That's the important thing of our role, to be able to have the open door to give you access, to be able to listen to you. Because I think what happens with a lot of different levels of radio, podcasts, and individuals, they get so big headed that all they want is big names.
Right. Absolutely. So you know what I want to do? Because I want to hear your music.
Okay.
Right. I want to hear a joint. Now I think we got Night and Day hooked up,
Yeah.
right? All right, hold on. What do you want to say, Gary?
I was just gonna say, with something more recent, there was an artist, CJ, who did Whoopty. My friend had managed them. The record came out in like June, independent. 6 months. So It took 6 months before it got picked up by Warner Brothers. And it took another 4 months before it went platinum. So imagine, so that time frame,
Sure.
you're tired of your record, right? But you understand the process.
Yeah, shit. Erica Badu, the first record On and On, took
Yeah,
a year.
Exactly.
Oh, I hated that song.
So did everybody else.
So yeah.
My God, I hated that song.
But once it broke, it was like, oh, snap. So I want to get into your music because I want to play it while my chat room is lit. And you guys in the chat room, please comment on the record. Let me know how you feel about it. Chinks, play the joint, bro.
TOLC, Trina.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
It's about to go down.
Cause I've been thinking about you.
Yeah.
I hope you're thinking about me. Let's go.
I can tell you how I feel about you tonight. Boy, I want you, need you, gotta have you. Please unite. I can tell you how I feel about you tonight. Boy, I want you, about you. Please you, gotta have you.
Hey, yo, I came into this game, right? Sitting on them things, right? Yes, you just don't even act like. Yo, I ain't the one that's getting mad. I'm the one that's riding around in that iced out Jag. Yo, some rock bottles on the dashboard. We cruising on this crash course. Shorty got back with them heels, and she's my candy rain. Cause I'm so for real. I mean, I'm so ill. I mean, I'm so skilled. I even got that house on the hill. Yo, I am the truth for real. Yo, I'm running in these women like I'm Dr. Phil. And my pockets swollen like it's Botox, which keeps me balling up in them ass dots. Yo, I know y'all niggas is vexed until the ladies got some rock on deck. What's next? Hold up.
I gotta tell you the boy is mine. I can tell you, I can tell you. I gotta tell you my love is blind. I can tell you, you. And if you want it, boy, let me know. I can tell you, I can tell you. Let it go.
Let me know how y'all feel about that in the chat, y'all.
Need me, boy, I'll
I'm
be
loving
here.
that right now.
I can tell you, I can tell you. Come in, baby, don't have no fear. I can tell you.
My vein right now.
You, if you want me, let me know. I can tell you, I can tell you. Here I go. I can tell
That's right,
you how
Scooter.
I feel about you
That's the way we do it.
it. Need you, gotta have you. Please unite. I can tell you how I feel about you tonight. And I want about you.
Word up.
'Cause you're my only one. The way we make sweet love all over. I'll be your fantasy, boy. Won't you come over and make me love? Tell you how I feel about you tonight. Need you.
You already know what it's supposed to be. Yo, let's chill. We can go and grab a dinner in the
Steph
movie.
Young says fire, fire,
Yo,
fire.
I even got one better. I can keep you laced up in them fine Chanel sweaters. Yo, and top you off with a little liquor. Yes, oh yeah, cause I am that nigga. Yo, throw them deuces up. Go and tell your
Light up the
girlfriend you
chat
be
room,
gone
y'all.
to November. Yo, your neck frozen like the winter. Pinky ring like the size of the equator. Yo, so I expect the hater to show a little ice grill, cause I'm making top paper. Yo, so come along and take a ride with me. Miss Aaliyah, come rock the boat with me. Yo, I am so fortunate like the world don't let alone. I keep the swag on trill and that's real, girl.
I can tell you how I feel about you tonight. And I want you, need you, gotta have you. I can tell you how I feel about you tonight. And I want you, about you. I can tell you how I feel about you tonight.
Word up. Fuck with me on that one, y'all. That right there is crazy. That shit had my head bopping and shit. I'm like, word up. You know what I'm saying? That was on the money, bro. I'm fucking with that.
Thanks.
Who's the young girl that's singing on that?
Her name is Altrina Renee.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
she was in my high school, and I called up. I knew she used to always sing in class, and I called up. I said, yo, I got a track. I need you to do me a huge favor. She said, what? I said, yo, come to the studio, and I got this song called Night and Day. I said, you ain't got to say nothing. I wrote everything out for you to say. And then she came in, and that was that.
Yeah, she did that shit, bro. That was well done. It was
Thank
well done.
you.
You know what I'm saying? That was hot. So, do we have some new stuff queued up for you already?
Yeah,
Or
I
you
got
have another
Real
joint?
Man. There's another joint. It's called Real Man.
Okay. You went to the studio, paid for your own studio time.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Now, have you built your own studio at this stage in the game? Where you
No.
record all the time, or you still do studio time?
No, I do. Alcatrax is my, that's the one I go to the studio. Shout out to Alcatrax.
Right.
I with him, my man Kurt. I've been to a lot of studios, but mainly Alcatrax is the one that I usually go to.
That you go to. That's your main guy.
Yeah, that's my main guy. Everybody got that main person they go to.
Absolutely.
And then there's everybody else, you know?
Right,
so,
right.
yeah.
So he mixes and masters them?
Yes.
And okay, yeah.
Yes.
That sounds real good. Now,
Thank
did he do
you.
that joint?
That's the one he did, yep.
Yeah, that shit is fire. man.
Yeah, I broke my neck to the studio. He mixed it down real good, and I put it out, and it was like, yo, this thing is fire. But like I said, when I sent it to my man Steve, I went to his house. And, he's one of the, he works with Warner Brothers, and he was like, yo, okay. And then he was like, he says to me, he said, Dad, we knew each other personally. He said, Dad, what am I going to do with this track, right? So I said, I don't know, but I said, well, I could tell you it hit the radio, and it's opened a lot of doors, bro. Stop playing. So he's like, he's like, Sony owns the record, and they're gonna probably want. And then he thought about it, he's like, you know what? I know what I can do. So I'm gonna get you paid for this. So we still in negotiations.
Yeah, right.
So I was just hitting them today because I gotta go still. This track right here have gotta hit the masses. That's the reason why I didn't put it on Spotify yet. I didn't do none of that yet because I want to make
take care of your
sure
business.
I
You
gotta
put
get the
money
clearance.
behind-
You
Yes.
gotta get the clearance.
So that's why it's like patience pays off.
Absolutely.
I got nothing but time.
Okay, cool.
So, can we have a 14-second commercial?
Absolutely no doubt. Hold on, put it on Al. Go ahead, Al. Can I play that?
Can you play that?
Yeah, can I play that?
Well, I don't know, Rock. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just checking here. I mean, I hear things going on, Al. Let me just see.
hey, Backspin, I'm in the middle of a show. Call you back. Bye.
All right. I mean, what we talking about, bro? Let me get that. You know what I'm saying? So, Don Terrell, yeah, that's my man. Yo, Dada Terry, tell the people about your party. That sound like Eddie Rivera.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you, Eddie snuck that one up on me because I told Eddie I having a party at my house on the 21st, and the next thing you know, he like, yo, I'm set something up for the 28th.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking to my peoples and stuff now and stuff. So it's like, I am having one on the 21st, but I decided to have that at my personal crib. 'Cause I'm like, I ain't trying to flood nobody bar. I'm keeping it nice and simple. So so we looking to have a good time.
So you guys are doing that up in the Bronx at Bobo's Crab Shack? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, up at Bobo's. Big shout out to
Birthday party
ESP.
too?
Like your actual birthday's when?
Me and him got I'm the 23rd.
Okay,
And
same
yours
day as
is
my
the
brother.
what? The 26th.
Yeah.
He's the second and I'm the 12th.
Oh, wow. Aquarius and Capricorn.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Chinks, was Chinks the 14th?
And Chinks like the 14th.
Did you make? Wait, you still a Capricorn?
Yeah.
He's still there. He's still
We got the Capricorn. Those Aquarius thing, y'all wouldn't understand. But you know what? They always say we always been cousins. So
My brother's born on the 23rd. You know what I'm saying? And we tight. We tight. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, we cool. You know what? We nice people. Capricorns, Aquarius, we nice people. Period. Until
True
y'all
to it.
piss us off.
Yeah, we
it takes
true.
a lot to get to us, but when we
Absolutely.
explode, it's over.
Yeah, it's all crazy. Facts. It's all
It
crazy.
takes a lot to get to us, but when we get
Right.
to us, I'm punching holes in the wall,
Right.
I'm knocking stuff down.
Yeah,
I don't care no more.
Niggas be like, I didn't know he felt like that about me. Like, yeah, nigga, I've been holding it in. I'm not one to nitpick. You know what I'm saying? So you got another joint, right?
Yes.
What's the name of this joint?
Real Man.
Real Man.
Yeah, this one right here, this is another track. Like I said, I got 2 that I'm pushing. I've been performing, and I got a catalog of songs, but those the ones I push, I perform, and I'm not going to get tired of. But I promise you, I'm tired of them.
Right.
But a lot of people got to listen to it. But this one right here, you'll love this one.
All right, yo, Chinks, play that joint, man.
How many songs?
Why you messing with them boys? Why you messing with them boys? Come mess with a real man.
Another episode, do it again. Party up in the club, it's your boy again. Still getting crunked again. Still counting dollars to spend. Whoa, whoa.
Yo, know
Like get on the next flight, continental first class. Bubble, fucking with them. Real man. Jet Sand.
I love this record too.
Maryland. We can sip a little something for the meantime, you know what I'm.
Up in the club, shawty staring at me. Now you up in the range, taking off my TA. You already know about me, so you can't blame me. You know what it's gonna be. So don't blame me. So don't blame me. Cause you messing with me.
Hold on, we gotta bring that back. Hold on. We got the TV track. I'm like, Terry's leaving mad space. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's a new concept. Nah, yeah, send the joint, man. That record right there is crazy. Who did the beat?
My man, shout out to Henrock. My man Henrock. He came to my house, blessed me with the beat, blessed me with some stuff. I'm sorry, bro.
You know what I like? I like that, your music is adult music to me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no bullshit. Like,
yeah, that's it.
You know, no bust on the Trap Brothers. You know what I'm saying? No bust on y'all, but this is grown man shit we playing right here. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. You know what I'm saying, right? Steph Young like, that's nice, fire. Well, Steph, wait till you hear the vocals. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm messed up. I'm so sorry. I'm listening like, wait a minute, no.
You're like, where my vocals at?
Yeah, I'm like, where my vocals at? You're messing with this damn Eddie.
Yeah, whatever, man. So, Rob,
Yeah.
I heard you're gonna have a new show.
Good, all right.
I didn't hear that. Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Word.
Yep, that's it. That should be good.
What is the?
Yeah,
maybe I. You know what? I think I heard a buzz in the air about
This is what
that.
I'm gonna say.
I heard a buzz in the air.
Don't be surprised if you have as a guest artist Michael J. White.
Okay.
His new show.
Don't be shocked.
Don't be sure.
I won't be shocked. Michael J. White. Okay. All right. Okay. We expanding the Boardwalk Global Media.
Okay.
All right.
And I think you just check your messages. They called me today.
Okay.
Said I'm calling. I want to do it. I'm ready.
Yep.
You know who we talking about now?
I know who we talking about.
Okay.
We talking about Rapido Zapatos. I mean that's fast shoes, but you know what I'm saying. Rapido Zapato.
He's ready.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready. I'm ready too. You got the track queued up?
Yeah, we good
All
now.
right.
My bad.
It's all right.
I'm
It's all
sorry,
right.
y'all.
Let's go.
I'm
Let it
like,
rip.
wait a
Let's
minute.
hear that.
This is not good.
Hit me again. It's my man Dada.
Why you messing with them boys? Why you messing with them boys? Come mess with a real man.
Another episode, do it again. Party up in the club, it's your boy again. Still getting crunked again. Still counting dollars to spend. Whoa. Well, I could give you the world, girl. Whatever floats your boat, girl. And I can spend a little cash like get on the next flight, continental first class. I could put you in that next bubble. But girl, you can't be fucking with them. No, you really can't be fucking with them. Because you fucking with this real man. Oh, I could take you on that jet sand. We could crab out in Maryland.
Let me know how you feel
Or we
in the
could
chat.
just keep it simple. We could sip a little something
I'm
for the
playing fire
meantime.
this
You know when
In the club, shawty staring at me. Now you up in the range, taking off my TA. You already know about me, so you can't blame me. You know what it's gonna be. So don't blame me. So don't blame me. Cause you mess around and feel me. So don't blame me. So don't blame me. Cause you mess around.
you already know what it's hitting, right? My car. You seen the cribs, right? And my swag. I keeps it on point. Plus, you know I rock enough ice that can freeze up this whole joint.
What up, DJ
So go on and get your
Backspin?
drink on.
How you feel about
And that
that
ass
track,
is looking
Spin?
lukewarm. Oh no, never mind them. I just sent them to the back, so you mind what your last girl. Oh, I can put you on that pedestal. But you can't be fucking with them rules. Because you gonna make me cut them. Because you fucking with this real man. Oh, I can put you in that big mansion.
Steph said
Sunshades
definitely
by the
grown man
pool
shit right
tanning.
here.
Oh, I
Fire,
can
fire,
give you
fire.
what you want. Come and get it if you want it real talk, girl. You know
In the club, shawty staring at me. Now you up in the range, taking off my TA. You already know about me, so you can't blame me. You know what it's gonna be. So don't blame me. So don't blame me. Cause you mess around and feel me. So don't blame me. So don't blame me. Cause you mess around and feel me.
Word up, word. I gotta let that ride. Oh my God, I let that play to the end. I'm so bugged out.
We definitely have to have you do Mad Wednesday.
Yeah, you definitely should do Mad Wednesday with Maria Davis.
Oh, appreciate you guys. Listen,
Yeah, we put you in pocket with that. So in the chat room, Charlie says, okay, I want to talk to Scooter for a second because Scooter is technologically like inept, right? Scooter, I can see your name, so you don't have to go. Charlie says, it's already like that, all right? Charles Sills says, Scooter says, enjoy the moment. It's fire. A different sound. Love it. Good work, E. Proud of you. Backspin says, yo, repping hip hop. Boulevard, Florida, looking, rocking the merch down there, right? Dope track. That's Backspin. Steph Young says, production is real nice. And I got to tell you, the production is dope.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
it's clean, right? Yeah, I don't play. That's why I said
It's got a little bit of a Harlem vibe with the drums. You know what I'm saying? With that doom, go, goom, goom. You know what I'm saying? And all that. That shit is fucking fire, bro. Yeah, you got one there, man. You got one there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So the chat room lit up, and I like that. You know, I like when I see that. So, Al,
Appreciate that, man.
because I know Al got something going on. When you see Al grabbing his top lip like that, you know Al got some shit to say. So we're gonna turn it to you, Al.
You know, Rock, I missed you when you wasn't here. We talked about a lot of different topics.
Yeah.
And 2023 is going to be a whole different field for Hip Hop Boulevard. We're coming out strong. So, Son and Daughter film comes out February. We're going to handle the premiere and put it in the movie theater.
Nice.
We're picking out the songs for the soundtrack now.
Okay.
I got King Charlie Prince involved.
Okay.
I got Peso involved.
Nice.
All right. You know you got to throw something in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a track on that shit.
All right. We got something happening for the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Okay.
And we got some stuff that I can't really talk about. That me and Gary were talking about it.
Listen, hold on, man. First of all, you came in here and slammed tickets down on the table and shit. So I know something's going on. And the tickets say premium.
Look, remember the wheelchair?
Yes, I remember the wheelchair.
Right, so I want to hurry up and get that going because I think it's appropriate to get this thing done by Martin Luther King's birthday. And maybe we do something really special for that person. I want to hurry up and bring the wheelchair here and just get it here and get this thing done. I think we need to start that process because I want to just get it done.
Okay.
So that's why the tickets are here. All right, because some people they like a physical number, like a lotto ticket. They want something physical. So we could do it two ways. All right, we could do it where I leave the tickets here, or we could split tickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Split them, leave some here, and we'll do it on the Friday.
Right,
night show,
and then
okay?
I split, and then I take some, and then have them do the Cash App through you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Which is at the top of the screen, hashtag money sign BGM Podcast. BGM Podcast, that's the Cash App.
So this is what we're doing, people. We have an electric wheelchair. I don't know who's out there who needs to be blessed. I have no idea. We're going to raffle it off. This wheelchair costs about $2,000 to $3,000. $10 a ticket. We raffle it off. You come pick up the wheelchair, and we're hoping that we bless somebody who really needs it.
And it's motorized, right?
Huh?
Isn't it a motorized?
Motorized, yeah. Motorized
yeah.
wheelchair, yeah. Motorized, top of the line, 90% brand new.
Okay.
So I think that I just want to bless somebody and get that done and make sure somebody appreciates that. So I'm going to leave. We're doing 100 tickets. We're not doing no more.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave some tickets here. And I guess what we could do, we share the numbers.
Yep.
Like somebody goes to me, I say, yeah, I just got number whatever.
Right.
And send it to you until we do the 100. And that's it. And that's why these raffle tickets are here. Because we're doing this thing, and I just want to bless somebody. I think that 2023, as we go and bless somebody, we receive blessings. And shout out to Bernie and Principal Thomas. Man, we're about to do something crazy.
Okay.
Rock, you're on the list.
All right, I'm ready.
Remember we had that conversation?
Yes, I do.
All right, so we're doing it already. So we're ready
going
to
to
go.
work.
We're going to work on this thing.
Okay.
All right.
You know, I'm looking for something that I want to show because I see it on the table. Quick commercial, y'all. All right, so, hold on. I should play music too. Hold on. All right. So right now, what you're looking at on the screen is the Hip Hop Boulevard Scully. That's the hot shit. It's going down right now, the Hip Hop Boulevard Scully. And we have one live in the studio right now.
$25 a Scully, people.
$25 a Scully.
25.
25. Al, where can they get the Scully at?
They get it from me.
All right, but how did they get to you?
They text me. They hit the website. They text me on the Facebook page. They just hit it up and say, yo, Al, I need a Scully.
So they can go to the Hip Hop Boulevard website.
They go to the website, or they could go to the Facebook page.
Facebook page.
And, we have our own cell phone.
Okay. You want to give out the number?
917-544-4129.
One more time.
917-544-4129.
All right, cool.
Hit me up, and we'll talk the business and send it to you.
All right.
Janice Wiggins.
Okay, yeah, Janice, yeah.
Janice. Yeah. She got her red Hip Hop Boulevard hat.
Okay.
And we're waiting for the red shirt to come in to send it to her. But we're doing something real special for her brother.
All right, that's dope. Okay, cool. And bang. All right. So, Dada.
Yes.
You got some gear here too. Right?
Yes.
Are that some joints? Yeah, can I get that? Yeah, I want to hold that up. Hold on for a second. Now this joint right here is a t-shirt?
Yeah, it's a t-shirt.
Hold on.
TOLC t-shirt.
Right there. Right, for sure. That's the TOLC t-shirt right there. It's a large, so unfortunately I can't fit it, so I can't gank it. So, I look like a sausage in this.
With a bunch of our merch, I asked him how many people was going to be here. He told me to bring 2, so that's what I brought.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
This is Ed's new position. So he's getting into his field with it, right?
Okay, yeah. So where can we get this t-shirt at?
Well, you got to get it from hitting me up.
All right, there you go. It's real.
Yes, my Facebook is DADAHTERRY. Same as my Instagram and Twitter. You can inbox me and I'll get it out to you. But those just promo shirts, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When I got those shirts, I sold out in one day.
Nice.
Overnight, $25 a pop. And I thought about it. I said, I make my own money, so I want to just give them out. You know what I'm saying?
So right here on the shirt, you can see it says top of the line crush, which is the TOLC. That's down at the bottom. What's the concept of the people here?
Well, you see me at the top, right?
Yeah, I
those
see you
people
right there.
behind me.
Got
Get
you.
it to the top. I'm already at the top.
Okay, got
That's
you.
what that represents.
Yeah, this is a hot shirt right here.
Shout out to Jimmy Choice for making that happen for me. My man Jimmy, he made that. Did the design and everything on the spot. So I just give those out now.
That shit is super fresh. I got the tickets, y'all. I got the tickets for the wheelchair. I got that. So that's what's going on. So Dada, should it just be Dada or Dada Terry? Or?
You can call me Dada Terry or Dada. That's
cool.
fine.
Cool. All right. Cool. So what's going on in the future for you? Any future performances? From what I understand, from what Eddie said to me, that you're a phenomenal performer. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to coming to see you perform because I am also a phenomenal performer. So I like to see niggas rock. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, so you have any performances coming up or anything like that?
Well, right now, I have some stuff lined up. What I'm trying to do now is just put this stuff out and put some, real money behind my craft. Like I've been still trying to get my, settle this deal with my man, Steve, getting that, squared away with him so this song ain't hit. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been trying to people tell, oh, put your stuff on United Masters and all, which is fine, but I'm like, when I'm ready to hit the button. Yeah. I already got the money to put behind it, but it's just about hitting the button. You know what I'm saying? I had one gentleman from Tennessee, he heard the track, and he was like, yo, I can make this go big. But he was like, yo, in order for a record really to go big, you have to spend at least 15 to 20 racks. Or if you're going to go to the record pool, if it makes it out of the record pool, that's when it, it blows up that way as well. So I'm just going with, whatever's opening, whatever opportunity I have.
Interesting subject.
Who's your entertainment lawyer?
I don't have one. Only because, like I said, I'm just making songs right now, and I'm going to get all that lined up. But I do have my stuff copyrighted and all that stuff. Yeah.
Also, in this business, you need a good entertainment lawyer. So, I could recommend you some.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Seriously, some real players. These are the people that do the deals. So I got a few that I could recommend.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this. You can just say, I ain't gonna tell you, but how old are you now?
I'm 43.
43.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, we in that generation.
Yeah, I'm 43.
I like that. Listen, I'm 56, so
56,
I'm still doing it.
Yeah. There ain't no age range no more. That's a good thing. Before they used to be like, oh, you gotta lie about the age. Listen, now I'm too old to be lying.
Yeah, and you know what I like about it is that now it kind of because of the internet, you can make music until the day you die. You know what I'm saying? There's no, as long as you are in charge of your art. And big shout out to Prince, because Prince was the first one to ever do that.
That's right.
Ever.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Just go screw the record company and then just go ahead on and just put his music out for himself. And he made more money than he ever made when he was with Warner Brothers. He made more money after Purple Rain.
Absolutely.
Than he ever saw in his life.
That's right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, fans was mad because he wouldn't even perform Purple Rain. Once Emancipation, all those other albums came out, he wasn't doing none of that Purple Rain shit. He was doing all the new shit. I saw a documentary, nigga was rapping and shit. He had on a gangster hat out there. He did footage I never seen before. You know what I'm saying? But he was the first person to do that. He opened up the doors for us. And now, you can make music until the day you die.
Yes.
As long as a good song is a good song, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? How you rap, you ain't got to cater to a certain audience.
Here's the deal. This is what kills me. What kills me about people is you get more loyalty with a stranger than your own people.
Absolutely.
You can sit there and you'll have somebody that have all the connections. You'll have somebody that have everything that you need to get in. If I have the golden jewels to get you in,
right?
People just want to see you there and they want to shine and keep you right where you at.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And
you see what we were talking about earlier?
I think it's also too. It's been a New York mentality, right? Because back in the days, back with Too Short and all these other artists in the West Coast and in the South, when those independent artists did songs, their fans went and supported them. Right here, the mentality was, oh, I want to go sign a Def Jam, I want to go sign a Bad Boy or what have you, and they think that they get that deal and they automatically want to be on top. But then when you hear the stories of Too Short and E40 and Master P and all those cats Cash Money, they all did their stuff independently. Like Cash Money, like I know for a fact, all those cars, they had that before the Universal deal, right? Because they was moving heavy units independently. So, you know, I think that the mentality here up in New York, where it's you know, you don't support each other, whereas other places it does. They do.
I want to revisit something because you touched a subject that I'm very familiar with, and that is the fact that I was the one that was promoting most of the West Coast and Dirty South and all that stuff, music, because all the record pools didn't want it. Right? They didn't want it. It's just like when the record pools didn't want hip hop music. They didn't want rap music. They didn't want it. So I was the one promoting all that stuff. So it's funny that you mention all of them because what happened was once I started going into the promotion side, when Death Row stepped to me, and that was by accident, it opened up the doors for everybody else. That was just like, we got a guy in the East Coast promoting West Coast stuff, so maybe he'll like our Dirty South stuff. So I did the Scarface, the Ghetto Boys, the Loonies, I did all that stuff, and you know, it just blew them up because the conversation and the education for DJs comes from having a room full of them and talking to them about the fact of you're your own person when it comes to selecting the music that you have. So it's about selecting good music. It's not selecting the music that Gary played because Gary played it. So play what you like instead of playing what he played to follow him. So we used to break a lot of records in that capacity. So we were talking before you came. I used to own 2 of the biggest record pools in the country and thinking about opening up another record pool because of the fact of what you're talking about, that they don't give you access. All you need is access and you will make things happen for yourself. Right. That's all. Give me through the doors. And what happens, and there's all the conversation we had, is that there's no unity in hip hop. Hip hop is all divided. And the guys that are here don't want to help the guys that are down here. There you go. And the guys that are down here now have this thing, like, you know, if I make it, then screw you guys, you know, because you didn't help me for nothing. And this has been going on for all these decades. And we're making some moves now for 2023 that's going to change that, because we're gonna be the first ones to. We've been doing this already. We've been opening the doors for people that never had an opportunity before, and we've been opening the doors for pioneers that people had said, like, you know, it's too old to do that, and we've been giving them the platform. So we've been doing it, and we've been having success. Nice. So now we're gonna blow this up even bigger with the Sons and Daughters of Hip Hop film, with the Hip Hop Boulevard Awards, with the 50th anniversary of hip hop, with everything that we're doing, we're including everybody in it. This Hip Hop Boulevard sign, street sign, and the naming of the street was not just because to name the street, it was because it was a necessary component, because hip hop did not have a platform that was legitimized. We didn't have that platform, but yet everybody was making billions of dollars off of the culture. And it wasn't the people who created it. So when we did the street sign and we did all that stuff, I had a conversation with Rock, I had a conversation with Jazzy J, I had a conversation with Grand Wizard Theodore, and I said, yo, we all gonna be together in this thing. And I have kept my word since then. We've been doing stuff together, regardless. And if we're able to make money, we're able to bring money to the situation, that's the first thing we do. We're able to make some money from the situation. Right. But we don't deter from the situation because we're not making money. We keep going forward because we know the money's going to come. It's a big difference from people that have that crab-like mentality and people that see something going forward regardless. Amen. So that's why you're here. That's why Rock is able to do what he's doing. That's why Gary's able to get. That's why that conversation with Gary said, I have some attorneys that I can introduce you. That's why it's so easy for us, because this is what we do. Absolutely. We're trying to model this for everybody else to understand that the way that people are doing things now is not conducive to our culture. It's not. And these guys that are from the South and LA and all that stuff, they've always worked together. They have that country. And when you go to the country, it's always about working together because, you know, that's your neighbor, this, that, where you ain't got no milk. Yeah, I got you, whatever the case may be. Whatever. In the city, it's more like, yo, don't knock on my door. I don't know you, bro. I've been living next to you for 10 years, bro. I don't care. I don't know who you are, bro. Get out of my face. And that's the issue. And this has been an uphill battle, but it's been easier because the battle is not by myself. You know, so Eddie's with me, Rock's with me, Jazzy J's with me. All these guys will all push it. Cause we created the Jazzy J Festival because Jazzy J deserved it. But we created that. We created Bronx Hip Hop Day because Bronx never had a hip hop day. So we created these things, and these things have been growing and growing and growing. And I'm not going to say who we're going to do this year. We're adding two other people this year that we're going to create some situations. But what I can say is on the Grandmaster Flash group, that's all I'm going to say. That we're going to do a couple of things for within that group, certain individuals. And when we do things, we do it collectively. We do it collectively. My contacts are his contacts are my contact. We don't have that issue with each other.
Yeah, and I think that's what's been important about this, right? Is that, and from the Hip Hop Boulevard standpoint, it's always been, all right, you know what, we're all together, let's go, right? You know, I've always had that mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you with me, you down with me, come on, we're gonna move, right? Don't worry about it. Because I don't have an ego. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid of somebody taking my spot because I want everybody around me to be rich. You know what I'm saying? So if I fall off, I'll be like, yo, I need $100,000, and you got that. You know what I'm saying? Because I helped you make that, right? But then you helped me make that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a reciprocal thing that I do all the time. And as far as loving New York and the United States, I was a full-on victim of that, 100%, where it was like, people didn't really support me. It was crazy because they played my records, right? But like I couldn't really get booked and all that. So I had to go overseas. And once I went overseas, then I got booked all the time. And I was on the road, 4 times a year for months at a time. You know what I'm saying? But I had to do that. And I had to create that lane all by myself. So I get how it feels in New York to not be supported, and you got to just create your own lane and be like, you know what, fuck New York. You know what I'm saying? And no bust on New York. I love New York. But I'm saying if I'm not going to get the support here, I ain't going to let it starve me out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to let it starve me out. I'm going to go get money. The world's a big place.
All right. There's a whole world outside of New York City, and that's what a lot of artists forget. And our music is huge overseas. So the thing to do is you start making moves over there, and then you come over here
and maybe slingshot back, right? Right. Because little known fact, that's what Houdini did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Houdini popped in Europe first.
That's right.
They recorded in Europe.
That's right.
They recorded in London, and then their record came back this way. You know what I'm saying? It had already happened in Europe. A lot of people don't realize that about them.
I was sitting in the meeting, and the executive from Warner Brothers, I'm in his house, and I'm sitting there. I ain't never got a chance to say not one word to him. We had a meeting. Everything was lined up for me to come. I came to his house, and I got there like 20 minutes late because of traffic and stuff. So we talking. I have to wait. You want some Starbucks? He ordered me Starbucks coffee. We sitting there. I got not one word in. He had about 5 meetings in front of my face. Kids came downstairs, had to whisper in his ear, "Oh, go upstairs and do it." So lo and behold, but sometimes God put you in a position just to listen. Mm-hmm. See, sometimes it's like you don't have to be. It wasn't meant for me to say anything. Sometimes they say it's better to keep your mouth closed here than to open it to remove all doubt. So I listened. And they talking about the numbers, and they were talking about streaming because everything is streaming now. They actually start with a record overseas. All the big talk to this day, that's where they start. They start overseas and they work their way back here because, like you just said, overseas accept your stuff. So I'm hearing these outstanding numbers. They talk about how people like did 1 million streams, and I'm like, wow. So I got not one word in with him. When I was done, it was time for me to go. He said, "So what up, though?" I said, "I'm going home. That's what's up," because it's over with. You know what I'm saying? But I listened then.
There's a top Nigerian rapper by the name of Burma Boy, right? Burma Boy did all of Europe. You know his first show in the U.S. was Madison Square Garden, and he sold it out, and the line was still around the block.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
There's a kid in Staten Island right now that's blowing up like crazy. The guy's a phenomenal performer. Well, okay, and I told somebody about it, and they said, I don't know who the kid is. This is the point. The point is, our culture has stopped promoting our own in our own city. Has stopped. And we've closed the doors for many, many people. We got super talented people. Come on. Rock, you saw some people, some of the shows that we have, I'm blown away. I say, who the hell is this kid? This guy should be banging it. But this mentality has happened because we allow it to happen. See, we get caught up in our own life. We get caught up in our own business. We do our own business, we're doing our own thing, and we keep on doing our own thing and all that stuff. Before you know it, 10 years, 15 years pass by, and we come back and we sit back and say, what the hell, how did this happen? Because we got caught up in our own business. It's a problem and an issue that exists. There is no way that you cannot do the 50th anniversary, and I'll give you an example, without Curtis Blow.
Yeah, hell no.
But yet, I talked to Curtis the other day, he wasn't even invited. He wasn't even called. There was nothing.
Okay.
And I was like, Curtis, come on. I had to write a letter. I said, I'm writing a letter. I'm sending a letter. You got to get involved. How are you not going to be involved? But this is the point. The point is, everybody that was on that podium in City Hall, somebody should have said, yo, Curtis, I'm going to put you down with this thing. Or, yo, we got to call Curtis, bro. Nobody call Curtis. Nobody call Al. Nobody call this person. It should have been an automatic. And that's the issue. That is not. And then the people, and I'm not a prejudiced guy, but I'm going to say it the way it is. White people see this, and they go and they say, these guys still don't got it together. They still don't got it together.
They see the lack of unity, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
So they see openings. Those are openings to go and take over or go and do what they got to do. And we allow that opening because we're among ourselves bickering.
Right.
So this. If there's anything you're gonna take out of this show today, is that 2023 Hip Hop Boulevard is gonna make some moves that's gonna astound people because we don't want to get involved in the inner talk, the inner bickering. We just want to get things done.
Right.
That's it.
And that's always supposed to be the focus. You know what I'm saying? We say you run your race. You know what I'm saying? You put your blinders on, you be like, you know what, I'm just gonna run my race. You know what I'm saying? And I've lived that my entire life. I just run my race. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. I don't even care if what I'm doing ain't right. It don't matter to me. It's mine. You know what I'm saying? I'll put out a record. I don't give a fuck who like the record or not. I'm just telling you the truth. I make records every day. I have a studio in the house. I make records all the time, and I'll play it in my car and shit. I'll be laughing at this shit. I'll be like, yo, this shit is fucking funny. And someone asked me, said, well, are you going to put it out? I said, yeah, I'm going to put it out. He said, well, how do you feel about it? I'm like, I feel like I'm at an age right now. I just want to make music that makes me happy. And if everybody else digs it, cool. If everybody else don't dig it, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how I feel about it, because I feel like when I'm producing a record, I don't want to follow a trend. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go, oh, I'm going to make this type of beat or that type of beat. When I make music, I sit there and I just go, you know what? This is what I feel, right? And that's how you become an innovator. You know what I'm saying? You sit, you do something. So I want people to go, I want a Rock Logic beat, right? The same way they go, I want a Timberland beat, or I want a Premier beat. Or those dudes ran their own race. Right? So when they came out, you was like, oh shit, I want to be doing some shit like that. That's how people felt. So I always felt like that about myself. Like I want to be the model, right? I want to be the mold. that people go, oh yeah, I want to beat like that. You know what I'm saying? So I always produce from the heart because I just think that when you're producing and when you're rapping, that's a spirit to me. It's a spiritual thing between you and your higher power, your higher self, whether it's God or whatever it is, and that shit flows through you, and then you just you can't even stop it until you get the whole idea out. That's dope to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I get off.
Shout out to Jeremy Beaver from the National Hip Hop Museum in Washington, D.C.
Right.
He just opened up his retail facility for hip hop and for cannabis. So he just opened up, I think it was last week. So Jeremy, shout out to you, man. I will make my way up to D.C. I told you I was going to come and visit you for 2023, and I'm going to make that happen so we can sit down and talk. But and there's a young lady in Mississippi that's got something going on with hip hop, also like a hip hop museum in her house and everything. So there are things happening for hip hop that it is bigger than us. You have to really think about it in the capacity. It's not yours. It's the people. With that note, the only thing I got to say to end off this show.
Yeah, which we done 2 hours.
I was just looking at that. I was just looking at that.
I love it though, you know what I'm saying?
Rob,
Yes.
this is the key word. The key word is foundation.
Absolutely.
Coming soon.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that. Dada, anything you want to tell people?
Can I play one more close out?
Nah, do it. I was going to you to do it.
One more song.
All right.
This one called Block Work.
All right, you sent it. Chinks,
Shout out. I'm the last one on here. This is a feature. I'm the last one on this track.
Okay.
This track right here is what I'm actually doing a video for right now. Shout out to Swerve, my boy Chops. This record right here is hard.
Right.
It's hard.
Chinks.
Y'all saying ain't too crazy. Check this out, look. White collar tripping over hottie thotties. Elite got the hookah and the Henny and the Maserati. Uchi wale wale, watch 'em bang bang. I got a mob of little niggas screaming gang gang. It's a cold world, homie, now watch me heat it up. Treat this here track like a pussy, verbally beat it up. Rock stars with a carload. Black and gold masquerade parties up in Barcode. All eyes on the regime. The rules don't apply. Top still doing its thing. Walk through the metal detectors with metal weapons. Never get ID'd. The team is full of felons. Let me introduce you all to Jadado. While I'm smoking gelato, posted by the Apollo. Little Spanish mommy, look like Nelly Furtado. 380 on the way, y'all assuming that she a model.
Come to the hood, I got the best work. I got hella plugs, show you how to network. 10 chains on, make my neck hurt. Any problem with the squad, show you how this tech work. Pounds for the low, I got that block work. You need that white girl, I got that block work. I could even show you how them stocks work. Vest on, keep that Teflon for that block work. Yeah, I get bands from the band though. Hustling, got about 20 in my camo. Hella burners, I'm just waiting on the ammo. My man doing Fed time, playing with the scams, bro. I'm from a city where they hate you first. The homie was your man, but he sprayed you first. Hitman vibes, they get paid to murk. Yeah, I put the work down. Who you think saved the turf? Lil Joe, you know South Ward, born and raised. You know I'm old school, tell my youngin' roll a haze. Got an issue, know my youngin' tote the gauge. Rather hit you with a couple, they don't do the fade. High stepping in my black gauze. Got something for you cowards trying to act raw. Swerve. High stepping in my black gauze. Got something for you cowards trying to act raw. Swerve. Come to the hood, I got the best work. I got hella plugs, show you how to network. 10 chains on, make my neck hurt. Any problem with the squad, show you how this tech work. Pounds for the low, I got that block work. You need that white girl, I got that block work. I could even show you how them stocks work. Vest on, keep that Teflon for that block work.
I'm a different kind of animal. I'm chopping them seeds like I'm Hannibal. Yo, spitting fire like I'm saying. Mobbing through the hood, leaving pockets on waist ends. Hold up, say hello to my little friend. Hey yo, I'm simply Scarface and them. Rocking chinchilla, sitting on 4-wheelers. My rhymes like Steve Austin, I'm a stone cold kill, yo. Hold up, I'm laying back with the gun shooters. Giving pipe to your girl, sipping wine coolers. Yo, I push the work out in St. Lucia's, making sure my crew's pockets it's on Rasputia. I'm riding around with a couple looters. My boy, Chop, quite a few of us. Puffing on that good stuff. And every time we hit the street show, we double up. Cheer.
Word. Gotta come with that fire to the studio.
Tell me, man.
Word up. Yeah, that shit is fire again. There's a lot going on with this guy, man. I don't know. Stockbroker and shit, man. Hot beats. Yo, that shit is fire.
Appreciate it.
So we gonna punch out, you know what I'm saying? I know niggas want lunch out and shit. Niggas is hungry, want lunch out. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna catch up. We're gonna see you in a minute. Once again, this is The Conversation with my man Al Pizarro. Eddie Rivera is new, man. Welcome, Eddie, to Boardwalk Global Media for sure. He's on the case. So The Conversation is Rock Logic, Al Pizarro, Eddie Rivera, and my man Gary Fax. And we'll see you. And I believe Maria Davis is coming in tomorrow night. Just from the chat, just so that you know, Steph Young says, I love it already. I already love it. Scooter says, when I play my old school music, makes me happy and put a smile on my face. And the elders are happy, not forgotten, and being loved, and so on and so forth. Stupid beat, all that. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's loving it. And we're going to, yeah, Steph's like, fire, 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 fire. I love fire.
Comments, good comments. Thank y'all, everybody, for the compliments. Thank
all right, for sure. We're going to punch out.
Appreciate y'all liking my stuff.